Welcome everyone. I haven't gotten into video making in quite a while, but inspiration struck when I played a certain game. That game is none other than Pokemon Unbound. In this video, I'll be doing a detailed review of it, but first, some background information. Pokemon Unbound is a ROM hack of Pokemon Fire Red version created by a guy named Skelly and his team. These talented people worked together over the course of at least 6 years, releasing a 2-gym demo on the December of 2016, a demo of the post-games Battle Frontier on the July of 2019, and finally the latest release as of this video on January 18, 2022. Unbound is classified as a complete hack. As such, every significant portion of the base game has been changed. The storyline is different, the characters are different, and so on. This in itself made it an ambitious project, but Unbound took it a step further by implementing features you don't see in your average ROM hack. Most notably, there's the complete Fire Red upgrade. Skelly spent hundreds, if not thousands of hours working on it alongside Ghoulslash, and it's loaded with so many features that it would be too tedious to discuss all of them. What I can tell you is that, in terms of battle mechanics, Unbound is easily proven to be my favorites as far as ROM hacks go. A few highlights of the upgrade include the availability of all moves, abilities, and items from generations 1 to 8, a vastly improved AI, and new move animations to go along with said battle effects. As you can imagine, this makes for some very deep gameplay, and I love it when games give me lots of options for my strategy. And yes, you will need a strategy, because unlike in the main series games where you can mindlessly solo the whole thing with your starter, Unbound has difficulty modes that will truly put your skills to the test. There are 4 difficulty modes. First, you've got Vanilla, the standard easy Pokemon experience. Then there's Difficult, which is slightly harder but still nothing very challenging. Then there's Expert, which is where it starts to get hard and you may have to either EV train or make revisions once in a while. Lastly, there's Insane. This mode should make Unbound the hardest hack you've ever played. Bosses have competitive sets, fully EV trained Pokemon that are sometimes higher leveled than your own, and you can't cheese them by using all those revives you've stockpiled, as the bag is rendered off limits during trainer battles. This is my favorite mode to play in, and I have had a lot of fun employing unique strategies for all the unique situations. And when I say unique situations, I'm not just talking about the exceptional AI or the Gen 8 mechanics. Both the gyms and the Elite Four have special gimmicks going on in each respective location. Gimmicks that work in their favor and often compensate for the fact that trainers are using a mono-type team. For example, in the normal type gym, all battles are inverse battles, meaning type advantage and disadvantage are swapped. In the case of normal types, this makes it so they are only weak to Ghost, but you can't just cheese them with Ghost types because Ghost types become weak to normal. When you fight the Flying type gym leader, a wind blows at the start that increases the speed of all Flying types, giving them a speed advantage. When you fight the Ground type Elite Four member, the battle starts off with a sandstorm that can't be dispersed and does extra damage to Pokemon that aren't immune. All that being said, you may have to get creative. While you're thinking about how to deal with all of that, you can enjoy Unbound's custom OST of over 180 musical compositions, which you can listen to from the convenience of the options menu. It's a way bigger selection than any other hack I've ever played, and it's not just the quantity that's impressive. The music is very good, I would even say on par with the main series. One of my favorites is Viviltown, composed by Humanly. Otherwise, perhaps you'd prefer to go on one of the many side quests littered throughout the game. These side quests usually have rewards that are difficult or impossible to obtain through other means, such as specific TMs, making them very rewarding. On a similar note, there are a lot of little daily quests to obtain more items. You can sit on chairs for items that were left behind, defeat Gigantamax Pokemon found in hidden grottos, try to get to the other side of a course in a short amount of time, answer random questions, among other things. Want even more items? Perhaps you'd prefer backtracking once you've gained the ability to use a lot of HMs outside of battle. Most of the locations will have more to offer than when you first visited, and it's exciting to explore them. You can also mine, pop balloons, and battle in the Battle Frontier, giving you more than enough to do outside the main storyline. There are also interesting features involving wild Pokemon. They migrate on a daily basis, which you can check from tuning into the television. You can also hunt for them using a device called a Pokenob. This greatly helps in shiny hunting and Pokemon detecting. It also tells you useful information about the potential encounters and just makes the process so much more convenient. Speaking of convenience, shout out to those who made the guides. You can find a list of them on the official Pokemon Unbound Discord server if you're ever lost. In terms of graphics, Unbound is quite impressive. Though the ROM uses the Gen 3 Fire Red as a base, the graphics resemble that of Gen 4. Many of the sprites are custom made and each of them look great, arguably the most notable of which are the protagonists, which have some degree of customization. There are also some very unique animated tile maps. Lastly, I'd like to mention one of the more recent features. This is Unbound Cloud. It's a project Skelly had on the site for a while that allows for extra boxes and, more notably, online trading. It's not exclusively for Unbound, so you can enjoy its features in other hacks as well, as long as they're supported. It's really cool and I definitely plan to get some use out of it. When I first started making this review back in 2021, I had a lot more to say. You see, I don't just address the good in my reviews, but the negative as well. I'm happy to say that almost all of the issues I found were addressed in the most recent update. It just goes to show how responsive the developers are to critique, and that has taken them far, not only in resolving issues but in upgrading what was already great to begin with. So there you have it. If you enjoy ROM hacks and you haven't played Unbound, you're missing out. It's not easy to find a hack that includes so many features that will only increase as development continues. For that reason, I'm happy to deem it my #1 favorite ROM hack of all time. If you'd like to thank Skelly and his team for all their hard work, please consider donating to their sponsored charities. This is not only a great way to thank them, but you'd be helping people dealing with medical issues as well. It's a win-win. The links are in the description. If you have never played Unbound before and I've convinced you to try it out, I have also provided a link to that. It will take you to their thread and Poke community and you can download it from there. Thanks for watching.